Same chain, two stores, 9,000 kilometers apart. In this video, I'm comparing and contrasting this famous brand of malatang in China to the stores you can find in my hometown of Sydney, Australia. So get comfy, grab your snacks, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.
Hello, and welcome to another Chinese food adventure. And I am here in Changchun, but not for long. Actually, tomorrow I have a flight to Sydney. And last time I was in Sydney, I noticed that they actually have a brand of malatang that you'll find all over China. And it's this brand here, Zhangliang. You'll find it like every kilometer there's another store. Oh, I want to be very clear, this video is in no way sponsored, supported by Zhangliang malatang. I've actually never eaten at this brand of malatang before. Not to say I'm not eating malatang regularly. I mean, wow. Right now it's bordering on addiction. I'm having malatang like 3 times a week. I'm living here in Dongbei. The malatang is absolutely sublime. So I'm not afraid to absolutely rip this to pieces if it's not up to my very, very high standards of malatang. We have a very orange and white color scheme here. Ooh, lots of ingredients. Looking clean, looking fresh.
On the bottom shelf, we've got a selection of tofu, fish balls, and processed meats. On the second shelf, we have noodles, long, short, fat, thin, wheat, rice noodle, starch noodle, you name it, it's here. The next shelf is a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got some bean sprouts, sweet potato, mushrooms, and tofu too. Then on the top shelf, we have all of our leafy greens and cabbage.
Let's chat about a few things here. Firstly, in terms of the options and the choices here, everything I could want, they have here. They've got my favorites. They've got the mushrooms, they've got the sweet potato, they've got the lotus root, they've got all different tofu. Something I'm loving at the moment is the youtiao. Spoiler alert, this is what it looks like when it's cooked. Oh, it's so juicy and like full of juice. Anyway, next step, you take your raw ingredients to the counter, and that's where the ingredients are weighed, and that's where the price comes into play. I just spent, for this amount of food, which I'm gonna try and replicate in Sydney, get around about the same amount of food. I just spent 16 renminbi. Let me do a quick conversion for you about how much that is in Australian dollars. $3.35 in Australian dollars. I can already tell you, Australia's gonna be a lot more expensive. I'm gonna estimate we pay at least 4 times the price in Australia. When it comes to the flavor of like your malatang base, here it seems they just have one base, and I think it might be some kind of bone broth because it actually looks quite milky. Okay, so a little bit different to other malatang places. Basically, they give me my bowl here, which has somewhat of a flavor, but you have the choice to choose your own like flavor toppings.
Usually when I get malatang, the chef will do this for me and I can be like, oh, less of this, more of this, but basically they'll do the work in getting you a nice ratio of sauces while taking your preferences into account. But here you're on your own.
So obviously the one I'm gonna go in for first is this sesame paste. Oh, it's a little runny here.
This is what the sesame sauce usually looks like in Dongbei. It's thick, it's creamy, and they add a whole lot of it.
I don't know what they're doing with their sesame sauce here, but I like my sesame sauce thick with 2 C's. Also love this mayo for a little bit of mouth-numbing sensation. 2 options here, spicy and super spicy. I'll go for spicy, just because I'm flying tomorrow. Don't feel like a diarrhea on plane situation.
I topped it off with some spring onion and coriander, some crunchy peas, these are the best, some crushed peanuts, vinegar, furu, fermented bean curd, and oyster sauce. And this is the final result. Now it's time to mix it up.
You know, I wish I had tried the soup base before adding in the ingredients, but what I'm getting is like, I feel like that soup base is like a nice canvas for the ingredients you put on top. I feel like it's got a flavor of its own, but I've definitely added a lot of chili and mouth-numbing and made it into a malatang. You know, what is malatang without some spicy, some mouth-numbing? You gotta have those 2 things at least. Completely honestly, it's a good malatang. It's a bit different from the malatang that I've been enjoying recently. I like my malatang a bit more on either the thick side or the dry side. I really love the malatang guo. Which is basically the dry version of malatang. It's so good. This is quite liquidy, like basically the consistency of water. I'm not hating it. The thing that I really love about a thick malatang or a dry malatang is that flavor just sticks to all your ingredients. So I find that when it's more on the watery side, like you still have a good flavor, but look, it washes off really easily, but still good. Yeah, let's try this youtiao. Good youtiao. It's just bread, essentially. It's this soggy bread, and it's very nice. Oh, oh my god. Cheap malatang and a compliment. Will you get that in Sydney? We shall see.
So now it's time to pack, which is easier said than done really, because not only am I going to Australia, but right after Australia, I'm going to Bali for the wedding and honeymoon period. So there's a lot to pack. There's a lot of travel time coming my way, which is actually good because I have some serious language study that I want to do. So You know, I'm marrying a German, so as you can imagine, a lot of Germans are coming to the wedding. So I want to make sure I'm conversation ready. So of course, I'll be using my anytime, anywhere language study buddy, Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is my go-to all-time favorite language learning app because it teaches through immersion. So say goodbye to boring textbooks and route memorization. Instead, Rosetta Stone employs techniques like repetition, exercises like matching speakers' audio to visuals.
Dieses Baby ist sehr jung.
Participating in dialogue yourself to prepare you for real-world conversations and situations.
An was denkst du? Ich denke an meine Hochzeit nächsten Monat.
Literally, I am literally thinking about that all the time. And because Rosetta Stone is usable on any of your devices, iPhone, iPad, computer, and also you can download lessons in advance to study offline during long flights, for example, it makes it the perfect on-the-go study buddy. But just make sure that you disable any of those speaking exercises so you don't interrupt your fellow passengers on the flight. But I'll definitely be re-enabling those speaking exercises after my flight because unlike other study routes, Rosetta Stone has you speaking and practicing dialogue, which is so useful, as well as of course pronunciation exercises. Oh, need to work on that one. So if you'd like to try out Rosetta Stone for yourself, you can check out the link in my description because there's currently a 60% off sale of the lifetime subscription, and that's going to give you lifetime access to all of the languages that Rosetta Stone offers. So for wherever your travel destination, whoever your husband-to-be is and has all of their family coming to the wedding in whatever language they speak and you need to speak, Rosetta Stone will be there to help you get through.
Hello!
And welcome to Sydney. Can't believe it, my wedding is in 2 weeks, so I'm back in Australia to do some final prep and shopping and most importantly, some miscellaneous malatang adventures.
But we are not going straight to Malatang. We have one thing we are going to be doing first.
Iconic.
Even pretend, wait, I can't say more iconic than Malatang because Malatang is pretty iconic. But in terms of Sydney, you can't get more iconic than the Harbour Bridge. And Dad, you were saying there's 3 ways you can go about traversing along this iconic
Yes,
structure.
3 ways. Three
Yep.
ways. 4 actually. 4. You could probably swim under it, but there's a lot of ferries and hydrofoils, so I wouldn't recommend that.
Yes.
You can walk across it.
Yep.
You can train across it. You can drive across it, or you can walk over it.
And that's the way we've opted to cross the bridge today. As we speak, we are under the Harbour Bridge, and just around the corner here, we have the entrance to Bridge Climb.
Here we go.
So first step is heading to the check-in counter to register, and then the process begins.
Sexy.
Hello from the change room. We have these sexy outfits that we need to change into. Basically, we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves up on the bridge there. We don't want to distract drivers. So basically, it's this sexy grey color to blend in with the bridge. And yeah, I have done this climb before and I can speak on behalf of previous experience. It's a very sexy fit. This will be the last I film on this camera because when you go up on the bridge, you can't bring any personal items with you because, I mean, if you drop it on a car,
That'd be bad.
so
Drop it on a person. That'd even be worse.
That would even be worse. So basically,
What the hell?
so I'm gonna put you guys in this locker, and then hopefully we can get some video from some of the team members and help us take. So anyway,
Wish us luck. I think Amy's a bit nervous.
I am now.
Yeah, it's going to be 134 metres high. 6 million rivets.
Yeah. I'll put you in now, guys. Bye.
Here we are.
on the bridge.
On the bridge.
But not on top of the bridge.
We're going under the bridge, but it's the first photo station,
Yeah.
and we're 50 metres above the ground.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if you can see from down here, but that is a long way down.
Yeah.
And we're not even high yet.
And then the ascent begins. As you can see, we're physically strapped onto this bridge here with a harness and wire, and oh my gosh, this is hands down the best view of Sydney, of that iconic skyline, the harbour, the opera house, the ferries coming and going. There was even a huge cruise ship here about to set sail. We're at the top of the harbour bridge, and we do have a tour guide who's taking this video right now, but Dad has memorized some facts for you. Dad, here we go.
First of all, we've got to say, what timing?
Yeah.
Cruise
Cruise
ship,
ship.
leaving.
Yep.
But we're 134 metres above Sydney Harbour. 6 million rivets went into making this bridge. 39,000 tonnes of steel just on the arch, not on the whole bridge, just on the arch. And it's 1.2 kilometres long. How's that?
Amazing, that's awesome.
I'm going for a job interview.
The scariest part of the whole experience is crossing to the other side right at the top of the bridge, where you can actually see right down beneath you to the traffic below.
Above the traffic, no hands.
And then this was our view from the other side of the bridge. Oh, guys, I know I'm biased. I'm from Sydney, but geez, this is one pretty city.
We made it!
We made it!
And a fun fact, the color of this bridge is patented, right? Yeah. Just check with that tour guide. And the name of the color is super, super original. We've learned it's actually called Bridge Grey. So if you want to use this paint on your house, you can't. But if you wanted to, it's called Bridge Grey.
Who's trying to take over the job now?
Maybe it could be a team.
It could be a team.
We are done and we received these cute little climber certificates.
Successfully climbed.
Successfully climbed. You can put that on your CV. And also some cute photos. I got this one printed for me, and then Dad got one that I look the worst. I have the double chin here. Look at that.
Don't talk yourself down. You're hugging your daddy. It's a lovely photo. It's going straight to the pool room.
Amazing. Well, now time for dinner. Do you know how to get there?
I don't know where we're going.
We're going to Malatang.
You're taking me to
We're going to
Malatang. I don't know
Malatang.
which Malatang.
I reckon we're in that direction.
You reckon it should be in that direction?
I reckon. We're going to Haymarket. You haven't had Malatang since the very first Malatang we had together, which was also the first food adventure we ever did on my channel. What was your first impressions of Malatang back in the olden days?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was like pick your own and you can get whatever you want, but I picked too much. You don't think I'm going to finish it?
No way, it's twice as big as your head.
I got a Malatang.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Every time I come back to Sydney, it changes a little more and more each time. Today I'm actually trying this semi-new light rail for the first time. It runs up and down George Street, which is the main artery of the city, so it's nice and handy.
This stop is Chinatown.
He couldn't have dropped us at a better spot. We should stop walking because literally the Malatang place is wait for it. It's coming. I promise it's coming.
It's light rail, it's long rail.
It's a long rail. But literally the market.
Watch out,
Right there.
cars coming.
There it is. Or you can smell it. Can you smell the Malatang, Dad?
I smell the Malatang.
Smell it?
I smell the Malatang. Yeah. Smells like Malatang.
Yeah, so this is it. It is here.
Not
So,
this Malatang.
well, I mean, there's quite a few Malatangs in this region. So this one is Kingway Malatang. We're going to this one, Zhangliang Malatang.
Oh, it's on the corner. Must
Yeah.
be better.
Oh, look, you have a lot of options for soup here. Wait, I just want to stop here. So in the other one I tried, you only have really one choice, but here you have tomato soup, mushroom soup, spicy mixed with spicy sauce, spicy mixed with Sichuan pepper sauce. Wow, you got, tom yum soup, classic soup. Oh, this is the one I had in Changchun with the gutang. And so, oh my gosh, you have malatang here. This is my favorite. It's the dry one. Here we go. Okay, so we've got the same orange theme. Wow, check out this bar of ingredients. I mean, in China, it was basically the fridge maybe this size of this one, but here they have 3.
You've got these two at the front and then an extra one on the side there.
So I'm gonna get my bowl.
That's a big bowl of soup.
It's not gonna be that big. That's just for your ingredients. This is where you need to pace yourself. Just get only what you want. This is one of 3 bars.
First, we chose our noodles.
Is that too much?
Yes.
Can you put it back?
No. Let's have a closer look at this bar here. I mean, look how cute these ingredients are. So cute. Yeah, I have to try one. Ooh, you've got some broccoli over there. Oh, look, you've even got purple cauliflower. That is so cool.
I'm going to get a cauliflower.
I'm going to get one of each. Wow, this is going to be really cruciferous.
For my noodles, I went for those wide sweet potato starch ones.
They get really nice and gloopy.
Wow, I definitely didn't expect Sydney to have a more exotic selection of ingredients than China.
I mean, we've only seen one of these ingredient stations, but already the variety in ingredients is incredible.
On to the next station.
Wow, we got lots of fish balls here.
I think these are all processed.
Like that, did I ever stop you?
But seriously, I've never seen a selection of fish balls quite like this before. The entire bottom shelf was exclusively different varieties of fish balls.
Oh my gosh, look at this fish ball! Look at this! I don't know what that is, but I
It looks
think
like a penguin. Turn it
it's
over.
either a penguin or it's like a little killer whale.
Well, no, cuttlefish penguin. Let's see the...
Oh yeah, cuttlefish penguin.
On to the final station we go.
And of course, you're gonna go right in with the fried chicken or the crispy pork ribs. Wow, this is next level, guys.
Crispy. Yeah, why not?
Look at this! Oh my gosh, you've got full-on mussels, you've got prawns, you've got crab legs. What is happening here? Like full-on tentacles?
Oh, look, I see you tomorrow's.
It's my bowl here. Dad's bowl there. 9 types of soup available. So Dad, which one do you think you're gonna go for?
I do like a tom yum soup, but I feel like, is it a Chinese, is that authentic?
No.
So, what do you suggest I have?
I reckon I'm gonna go for, you go for the classic soup, and I'm gonna go for the dry wok, spicy dry wok, because I love that and I want to see what that's like.
Once you've chosen your ingredients and what soup base you want, it's time to get your ingredients weighed and paid for at the counter.
Okay, price. This is probably the thing that I have been most excited to talk about. So in Chongchun, my malatang came to 16 renminbi, which is roughly $3.50 Australian.
Here in the Sydney store, each of our bowls has come to roughly $20.50.
So $20.50 is 97 renminbi. That is a serious price difference. Like, let me use my calculator. If I go 97 renminbi divided by 16 divided by 97, it is 2 times the cost. Wait, I'm not good at maths.
What are the two amounts?
97 and 16 renminbi.
Roughly 20%. 97 is
So
close
it's
to 100.
20% more expensive.
And 97 is close to 100. Call that 100. And what's the other number?
So that means it's 80% more expensive.
What's the other?
16.
16. It's around about 17%. So it's
80% more expensive.
4 times more expensive. 5 times more expensive. 5 16s are 520s, so 100.
God, I don't know how to do this. It's more expensive. I forgot to get
We're
it.
having some maths problems here.
Maths was never my strong suit, guys. You know this.
Speaks Chinese really well, but can't add.
One thing to consider about the price is it was also $3 for rice. Sometimes people in China will ask me, like, how much more expensive is it in Australia than China? And I like to give them the example that in China, a bowl of rice, white rice, will usually cost around like 3 to 5 renminbi. In Australia, it costs $3 to $5. So essentially, everything is 5 times more expensive here. Because $3, like essentially 15 renminbi for a bowl of rice in Australia. So it's, well, that's 3 times more expensive. That's not 5 times more expensive.
What's the other two numbers?
3.
3 and 15 are 5 times more expensive.
5 times more expensive.
3 5s are 15.
This is so embarrassing.
I'm starting to worry about the education fees I paid.
Okay, so now basically all we have to do is wait for this to buzz. And then we're good to go.
What's the number on that, eh?
51?
51, yes, that's good.
While I waited for our malatang, I went and checked out the sauce bar, which is pretty much exactly the same as the one in China, except for one notable difference: thicker sesame sauce. Nice one, Sydney. Oh, and here is our first bowl of malatang. This is the classic bone broth one, and this is how it looks with absolutely nothing added.
So one thing I didn't do when I ordered it in Chongchun is try the broth first before I added sauces. Oh, it's nice. It's like almost satay-like. It's
Satay.
But I feel like it's slightly spicy, slightly satay-like, peanutty. I feel like in Chongchun it wasn't as nutty.
It also had a slight taste of curry too, so really a very different flavor profile to the flavor of the bone broth I had in China.
I know you're saying it's difference in value, but from an Australian value, it's not bad for $20 bowl of food. You come in here, you can see how crowded it is.
Yeah.
It's fresh, you pick what you want, it's ready in 15 minutes. You've had your dinner, no washing up. I should have thought through the fried chicken. I'm not quite sure how I eat it.
With those chopsticks, you get in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. Oh my gosh, yes, that is what I want.
Well, it definitely looks packed full of flavor. Question is it a nice flavor?
Where's your soup?
It doesn't come with soup.
You've got no soup.
It's better, trust me.
You paid more for that without soup. You've got no soup.
The reason why malatang is where it's at, or where a really thick malatang is where it's at, is the sauce just sticks to the ingredients. I mean, let's just do a comparison here. This is a broccoli from my bowl, the malatang, and then this is a broccoli from Dad's bowl. And you can see which one is looking more flavorful to you. A good flavor. It's a bit more of a curry flavor than the malatang I'm having in China. It definitely has like a slight curry taste to it.
You fit enough in there? I got vacuum cleaners that can't hold that much.
Oh, those are really good. Yeah. Flavorful, right? Get what I'm saying?
What was that, a rubber band, I should say?
What the F? You don't like it?
I can't chew it.
Maybe they've underdone it.
It's not breaking. It's just going round and round.
They probably undercooked it a little bit. But yeah, look at that. I mean, look at that lotus root.
Found a way to eat the chicken.
What did you do? Broke it in half.
Broke it in half.
Fried chicken in malatang. That is definitely something I've not seen before.
Sort of kills the fried business.
Just like mushy.
Mushy fried chicken.
Let me know, guys, what is the weirdest ingredient you have seen at a malatang? For me, it's this killer whale fishball, penguin fishball made of cuttlefish. Dad's manhandling my penguin right now. What are you doing? You've just been bridge climbing.
Wait.
That's just gonna taste like iron.
Wait.
Oh, you're gonna put some sesame seeds on its
yours
eye.
now.
Oh, actually, that is really damn cute. So, I don't know, to me it's still giving killer whale. Oh, very soft. Very, very soft. Cuttlefish has black stuff in it, right? The black ink. Is that cuttlefish or is that octopus? What's a cuttlefish?
Cuttlefish is a cephalopod. It's related to the squid and the octopus. It's a mild sweet flavour, tender, slightly chewy texture, and makes an ideal option for grilling or frying.
Can we get a photo?
You know what we do? We look at the phone now and answer questions. You know what we used to do in the old days? We used to look, what's the answer? And then one person at the table would say something and would say, gee, that person's smart. Most of the time they were just bullshitting.
Did you have encyclopedias in your day? Is that how you get information?
Yeah, they were called books. That's what we read books. Nowadays you're all...
So are you.
I'm trying to keep up with you, with your content, you know.
Yeah, they're getting longer and longer.
They're getting longer and longer, and I've got to like, subscribe, I've got to comment. Takes
As
time.
do you. So guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so I can now sum up my experience at Zhangliang Malatang in both China and Australia. I have to say, I prefer the range of ingredients in Sydney, but I actually prefer the taste of the Chinese one, of the classic broth. The taste was somehow just a bit more to my taste. It's a bit more ma, la, and tang, which is what malatang is all about. Whereas here, I think it was almost more curry-like than anything else. And we didn't order the curry flavor, but it was still delicious. If I lived in Sydney and I wasn't in China for a long time, I would happily be spending hundreds of dollars a month at that place.
The more I'd try it, the more I'd know how to negotiate maybe less of the fried chicken and more of some of those seafood things next time I'd have.
Yeah, you need to be selective in your ingredients to know what's going to taste good. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's food adventure, or I guess the food adventure that's been happening in the last 3 days. And yeah, as always, don't forget to, what is it, Dad?
Why don't I just got separated from you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
comment,
Yes.
subscribe,
Always.
and buy.
And buy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have merch. Guys, buy that merch. If you want to be a part of the Food Adventure Club, get your hands on some merch.
I want to show you.
Yeah?
I couldn't wear it on the bridge today.
Dad's made his own merch.
I made my own merch.
This merch is not on my store, but Dad has made his own merch for my wedding, which is like the most iconic thing ever.
I think we should have this as Amy's merch.
In any case, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.